Hey there. I know what you're thinking. Hey there, William. I'm like a bit late, like a little bit, about at least a couple minutes. But I did come here before I made my tea, so we'll make this together. These are sugar cubes from Morocco, and I do tend to like sugar cubes as opposed to scooping out sugar with a spoon. That's not me. I'm not that type of guy. What we are going to look at tonight is the Arrow Video Shocktober sale, and it looks pretty awesome. I am a Halloween type of guy, so I did not expect to be making another video today. Now, if you saw my video earlier, I want to thank you for that because I worked really hard on that, and what I did was we're purchasing a new television. Hey there, Ox. Welcome, man. That is a thing in and of itself. I'm soaking the tea here while we do this, but we're going to go on to the Arrow Shocktober thing in a second because there's a lot to look into. Hey there, Ivy. Welcome. There's a lot of really great stuff. I'm sitting here in what is becoming one of my favorite chairs because I think it's actually, hey there, Chris, curing my, well, not curing, it's helping me with my terminally bad posture. Thank you. Now, tomorrow we will be actually, hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, tomorrow you'll see part 2 to the TV video where I did the tech talk today. We'll be doing the review of the overview and the look at the TV. So I will not be letting you guys know what it is until then. Hey, Amy. Welcome, man. But we spent a lot of time. We wanted to stay within our budget. That's very important. It's one thing that I didn't mention on there, and I'll mention that in the next one. And if you're a fan of the tech type of things that I do sometimes, please let me know. Hold on a second. I have a guess. Sorry. That's okay. And it's the best guest of all because it's my better half. You want to wave? That is literally the cameo for tonight, unless Lordy B comes by. So, when you're making your tea, by the way, and use a lot of like milk like me, try not to put in too much hot water, or if you do, just put like a thing there so it doesn't spill too much over. Anywho, Arrow Video Shocktober sale. I forgot it was a thing, and I really shouldn't have because this happens every year. Pretty much just before they do the big Criterion sale. And sometimes it happens around the same time as Criterion sale because they'll have the big Barnes & Noble Criterion sale, which is not as good anymore because you can no longer get the Barnes & Noble Criterions here in Canada. And that, my friends, that kind of sucks. I want to thank the person that hit the like button because the likes, for some reason, helps out the weird, strange wackiness that is the YouTube algorithm that I do not understand. Anyway, let's go look at the Shocktober stuff. I'll give you some recommendations, and I'll tell you some stuff that's piqued my interest that I can't get right now, but that is on my list, and I'm checking it twice. So first, ta-da, the 10 seconds of seeing me in the circle. Why do I like this circle? Because it kind of reminds me of Easy Reader from the Spider-Man, the Spidey thing that would come on to the Electric Company, if you're old enough to remember that. Did you like Terrifier 2? I have not gotten to see that yet. I've heard some people didn't like the recent Halloween movie, and to be totally honest with you, okay, come on here now. I just gotta, there we go. I really liked it. Well, I haven't seen not the new one. I've seen the new one, but I'm sure I'm gonna like it. All right, so let's do this from high to low. That's the way that I usually do this with my. Hey, Maddie, welcome, man. With this here, and I'm gonna give you some recommendations. Some stuff that I got myself, some stuff that I may not have that I'm looking into. Yo, Chris, you're getting your Scream Factory order on Monday. Nice. This tea is good. Yo, Helen. Not yet. Not till well the it's gonna take a while to make the a new intro video. I'll have to get a few more things done on this channel first. Once the TV comes in and once a few more videos are done, I can actually get more shots for an intro. But eventually I will. But for those that are wondering, yes, the Crimson Cult, my Patreon group, you will be getting an exclusive first look at tour at this condo. We're going to go through all the rooms very, very soon, and I'm actually looking forward to that. All right, so I don't think I've got to tell anybody that the Shawscope Volume 1 box set is probably one of the best things you can buy because it really is. It's an amazing set, and definitely recommend it. Weirdest Constant, the Bill Rebane's collection is one that, in all honesty, if you're a bad movie lover and you're kind of a fan of the regional horror, and I mean like the lower budget, like regional horror, like by far and large, is kind of a micro budgeted type of labor of love anyway. So you'd have to really kind of get into that. I do like Bill Rebane's work overall. Some of it can be a little on the slower side, but this box set here, it's a fantastic little set. I almost had the chance to pick it up. Well, I did have a chance to pick it up, and I think that the next time this comes in into my site, I'm actually going to grab it along with the next one that's listed there, and that's Vengeance Trails. I'm a huge spaghetti western fan, and one of the things lacking in my collection most that I talk about is spaghetti westerns. I don't have as many spaghetti westerns as I have other genres of films, and that's a shame because this one here, Vengeance Trails, is one of the best box sets that was ever put out for spaghetti western. This one's Sartana, and I've got Sartana, so that's on my shelf. But this Vengeance Trails set, which has a Massacre Time by Lucio Fulci, is definitely one that is that's missing. We got the Fastbender collection, Volume 2, out as well. Now this was initially a gigantic set that was put out, well, as one big set, but they're putting them out now in in different volumes. So if you only want to get certain movies, then this is the way to go about it. Now I okay on Fastbender, but it's not somebody that I would run out to watch. He's kind of like in the Bergman style of being depressing, I'd say. Would you say Fastbender is depressing?
Very much.
Very much depressing. There you go. My better half would totally not watch it with me because she does not watch those type of movies. Now, we do have Cold War Creatures because we are big fans of the cheesy sci-fi stuff, and who's not going to want to see Sam Katzman films? Not only that, but I got the ones from the double feature from Arrow, and it was pretty much like, I'm sorry, not Arrow, from Umbrella, but there's no features on it, and this is loaded with features. This is a set that if you're a fan of these films, you're a fan of Sam Katzman, it's the definitive way to own this collection. So I definitely recommend this one here. Follow this up with two of a director that I really love, and that's Claude Chabrol. And we have the Twisting the Knife 4 films by Claude Chabrol and Lies and Deceit 5 films by Claude Chabrol. So if you only want to get one of those, well, there's one extra film with one, so there you go with that. But they're at 40 pence each. So it's not too bad when we look at these here. Chabrol was considered to be the French Hitchcock. So if you're a fan of him, then fantastic. These are fantastic sets. If you're not and you're looking to checking him out, hey there, Phil Macho, welcome back, man. Then definitely check this one out. Now, It Came from the Swamp was given to me as a birthday present by a good friend of mine, George. And This is absolutely, when I think of shot on video film, that, well, regional horror films that I like, this is right up there. There is some weird freaking films in here, and I am all about them. One of the best things about this is there is one with a man jellyfish that literally is a see-through transparent plastic bag over his head, and that's how he makes the man jellyfish suit. I'm not joking, and it is mwah, chef's kiss. It is fantastic. We get another Fastbender, Volume 3. I'm sure my better half's going to want that one if she didn't want the first two. And we come to a Sergio Martino collection. Now, Martino is probably best known for some of his more. He's got a lot of good giallo, and he's got giallo adjacent stuff too. Giallo adjacent wise, like Torso is giallo, but it's also slasher. So I consider it like giallo adjacent. Whereas these here are straightforward, more or less giallo style. So we got The Case of Scorpion's Tail, Suspicious Death of a Minor, and Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, which is I think that one, yeah, that's one of, if not his best, that's one of the, in the top two, actually, films that Sergio Martino has made, as far as giallos anyway. We got a Nun, Cold War Creatures, the basically ones that's not limited edition, but you want the book and the poster and all that stuff, so why would you spend £5 less and get like this set? Children of the Corn Trilogy is here, and we got this one here as a limited edition 4K Ultra HD. Now, please, if you go and grab this one right away, one of the important things to know is that it's Children of the Corn, the first film that is in 4K Ultra HD. The other two, Part 2 and 3, are actually are still Blu-ray. So it's a great little set, but know that, because some people have went out and bought it and came and were kind of angry that they weren't all in 4K, but it's only the first one. The Carry 3 pack. I've got the Carry 3 pack. This is still way too hot. Recommendations here. Battle Royale is always one that I'm going to recommend because it is one of my favorite films. I love this movie. If you've never seen it, honestly, please do. It's an amazing film. Camera Obscura. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. The Valerian Borowiecki collection. Is that it? Hint. Anyway, so yet it's a director I super like. Now, there's some good stuff on here, too. We get his short films and animation, Go to All of Love, Blanche, and Immoral Tales, and The Beast. Now, I do have, like, Immoral Tales and The Beast already, so I don't think I'd pick up the box set itself. See, AME, he knows his stuff better than... definitely better than me when it comes to the Asian stuff. There's a reason he's the Asian movie enthusiast. And if he gives you a recommendation on any of these here, I suggest you take it. The third window film ones are really interesting. I don't have a lot of those in my collection. Now, the Gamera set, this is the Heisei era, and it is, the Showa era is a fun era as well, but this is the best era when it comes to Gamera, and it's some of the best kaiju films you're ever going to watch. So if you've never watched kaiju before and you want to start on a place like a really strong place, this is a very strong place to start. Years of Lead, 5 classic Italian crime thrillers from 1973 to 1977. Definitely strong on my list of things that I want to pick up, as is the Demajan collection. Hey there. Hey, Kubrick, welcome, man. Hey there, Tyler. Speaking of children, the Arrow, that one. I have the 88 Films put out a box set a while back. Well, it was really gorgeous box set. 88 Films are kind of in the hot seat right now. Kevin County are very nice. So we did pick up recently the Yokai Monsters collection, though I think it is region A locked for the one that we got. If it wasn't, we probably would have watched it by now. because we did. That's one of the ones that did make it here already. But it looks like extremely fun, and you get a Takeshi Mikai film there as well. So Eric, if that's a good one, let me know because we picked that up. It's nice to see 4Ks, especially Show Factory 4Ks at Walmart. Now, Cinema Conflict 4 films of Krzysztof Kozlowski. Mike, welcome, man. It has been a while. Is a fun one. I always say, for Kozlowski, start with the Colors trilogy. That's usually the best way to go. And if you like the Colors trilogy, then just dive into the Decalogue and then come back to Cinema Conflict. But if you haven't if you haven't watched the Colors trilogy, that's kind of where you want to start. We got the Hershey Gordon Lewis collection here. This has the smaller box. There were two huge boxes for Lewis that came out, but this still has all the films in there. It just doesn't have the giant book that looks like one of those Canadian or English children's yearbooks. I'm not still in Canada. I am right now and I'll show you for a second. Let's see if I lose anybody for this. Right here in Morocco. So there's the thing. Are they fun for the whole family? I'm not sure if I like it so much now. But even the Takeshi Mikai one. Hershey Gordon Lewis they're fun, they're gore, but they're tamer gore. It's kind of like when you watch like the nudie cuties of the day, where nowadays, obviously there's the hardcore stuff, but the nudity back then was done very much in an innocent vein. The Hershey Gordon Lewis stuff is pretty much it's gore, and it's very cheesy gore, and it's very much more in the innocent vein, as opposed to something like a Human Centipede or something that you get nowadays. It's been pretty good so far. It's definitely been an experience, but it's nice to be in our condo, and we've had some ups and downs as you're moving in. But it has been, I guess, Morocco has been a glorious place, and the best thing about being in this area right now, and I'll say it, is that I've been lucky that I've been surrounded by some very extremely welcoming and amazing people. So if you're watching this, Jaleel, Munya, or Bia, hey, hope you're having a great evening. We got the Battles with Honor and Humanity. Now, this is one that I particularly love myself. It was based on some newspaper articles that were done. Now, my kids found it really dry. I personally think this is fantastic. So, if you're a fan of this style of film, definitely check it out. Hey, Elvin, welcome, man. Romer's good, but I'll give the kind of the bigger points here to one. If you don't have the Phantasm box set, then it's a fantastic set. These Phantasm films are great, and I love films that are just like almost on this kind of like nightmarish scape, where you really can't truly predict what's going on because it comes off like a fever dream. And the Phantasm series of films literally come off like fever dreams, especially the first one. But I do love this series, and for those that don't know, I wrote for a while. And one of the things that I worked on was a pilot script and a Bible for a Phantasm series, but I never really shopped it around. Hey, DJ, welcome, man. Heading for verses. Okay, yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm just Suspiria. Suspiria. Just gonna put that out there. Hey there, Dave, welcome. Oh, the one that came, was that the shiny red slipcover? Was that the one that came out with the from Well Go USA? The one that I got is the original one that came out from Arrow Video. They actually had like a spear a silver spear in with it. It was actually kind of fantastic. You got good taste, Film Watcher. The Jose Larraz set is actually really good. Now Larraz this is a different set, but it's got some neat stuff here. We got Whirlpool, which is a kind of a bleak thriller, but really interesting. Vampires, which is at this point I'd say Vampires is a classic. And Coming of Sin, I haven't watched it in a long time, and I haven't watched it on that set yet. So, but because I do have this set, it's one I will pick up in the future. Now, Rogue Cops and Racketeers is two crime thrillers from Enzo G. Castellari, and Castellari is the guy that brought you the original Glorious Bastards, and of course he did the Bronx Warriors trilogy. So you're going to get good stuff with him. It's going to be action. It's going to be exactly the type of stuff that you want it to be. Oh, the $20 set. That's actually a really cool one. The Complete Sartana is something I would recommend anybody that's a spaghetti western fan because it's Sartana. My God. And I have to do this. Look at the titles of these films. And you cannot read the titles to a Sartana film and not want to watch these films. If you meet Sartana, pray for your death. I am Sartana, your angel of death. Have a good funeral, my friend. Sartana will pay. Light the fuse. Sartana is coming. Sartana is here. Trade your pistol for a coffin. How can you not love that? How can you not want to see every single Sartana film when you read those titles? All right, so we're down here a little bit further, and what do we got here? Has some stuff sold? Did I end up on the same page? What the heck's going on here? No, and it's still high to low, right? Yeah, okay. Did Sartana sell out in that time period? Oh no, it's down here. Okay, so 6 Gothic Tales is a fantastic Vincent Price set that they put out. It's really good. If you ever had the chance to get the original of this one, they had like a really big, thick, like hardcover book with some great Dell Comics exclusives in there, which I definitely recommend. The Giallo Reds Essential set has, what do we got on this one here? We have Possessed, the Fifth Chord, and the Pajama Case. So that's actually a pretty good one. That wouldn't be my first one to go in with. I'd probably start with Yellow, because I think Yellow has more of the standard ones, and then go for Red as a second time around. Why did he replace the actor from Mike in Phantasm 2, though? Phantasm 2 was produced by a large company. So when you're watching it, you're gonna notice that it's got a bigger budget. So they wanted to have kind of a name, per se, like somebody. They wanted somebody different for the role of Mike, and pretty much the studio insisted on it. The director was not happy. But the guy in part 2 does a fantastic job. He's actually really, really good. Though after part 2, that's the only one that is that studio, that is like headed up by a big studio. So after that, they go back to the original Mike. For Film Noir Classics is a really fun one. I would love to have one of these art originals. I'm a huge fan of Argento, and they've been putting out Argento in 4K. And if anyone needs Argento in 4K, that'd be me. This is the British side, Dave. Oh, your girlfriend loved my channel a few months ago. Does she not like it now? I hope she does. Well, say hi to her and tell her I think she has great taste. Because one, she chose my channel and she chose you. So there you go. We got the Cat o' Nine Tails, which is a gorgeous one, although it's not my favorite Argento film. The Deep Red, really, really good film, and one of the definitive Giallo films of all time. It's kind of like I like in Deep Red too. If you're a Friday the 13th fan and you get the Friday 13th Part 4, and everything clicks, and all the things, all those little pieces of all those other films just come together to make a really good film. With Deep Red, basically, if you've been watching Giallos, you've seen Giallos in the past, or seen Argento's Giallos, all of a sudden, all those little pieces that come together that made really great Giallos are making a near perfect Giallo with Deep Red. And the score on it is absolutely stunning. We got the Marx Brothers at Paramount from 1929 to 1933, which is a fantastic set. I am actually a big fan of Wild Things, of the whole series, not just the first film, the old series. And I do love the fact that where it's one of those twisty, turny ones that at the end, they always end the Wild Things films with the after credit sequence or the kind of post credit sequence or mid credit sequence where they actually show where they do the kind of the stab in the back twists and turns. We have here Family Values, which is actually a really good one. I'm sure Eric would mention that one as well. Stray Cat Rock, I like. I mean, like some people are iffy on it, and they'll compare it mostly to Prisoner Scorpion, but I think they're very different, like franchises. Although there's the obvious comparison, but still, I do like Stray Cat Rock. I like Prisoner Scorpion too. The Ring Collection, I think everybody needs this. This is really good. And of course, we got Demonia here as well. And oh my God, I did not know they had this out actually. Limited edition. So yeah, okay, that's that's new one to me. Not the film. Like I know the film, but it's full chair. Yeah, it's full. Okay, yeah, I did not know Arrow put that out. I'm trying to stay away from any more Halloween Ends trailers until I actually get to see the movie. But I know some people are not happy with it. But I liked Halloween Kills, and I know a lot of people didn't like that one. So, all right, there's the female prisoner Scorpion one. I'm pretty sure Kubrick likes this one. He's a big fan of this one, as is Eric. Oh yeah, I think they're kind of different. I mean, like in the way that they're done. Like, would the female prisoner Scorpion be superior? I definitely agree. But I think there's a room in my heart for both, and I actually do love them both. We got the Hellraiser trilogy here with the new Hellraiser film coming out, and my my oldest saw it, and I will always like take her opinion when it comes to a lot of this stuff. She loved it, so I know I'm gonna love it. That's usually the way it goes. That one sold out. Of course, this new Hellraiser came out. But if this comes back in, grab it, guys. We got the Candyman Limited Edition 4K here as well, which is another really fun one. The Vengeance Trilogy. So the Vengeance Trilogy are three films that are kind of tied together. Well, slightly. We got Lady Vengeance, we got Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and of course we got the one that's probably the most popular out of those three films, and that is Old Boy. Old Boy is one of those movies that, not a date movie, definitely not a date movie. Not a date movie. The House Collection is really good. If you got the North American version of the House Collection, then you're gotten House 1 and 2. Now, if you've got a region free player, say hi to them for me, Tyler. Then, and you're living in North America, then this House Collection is far superior. It has all four of these films on here. We got House 1, House 2, House 3, and House 4, which we get William Katt back for a bit. And it's nice to have all four of them together. Major Dundee, of course, is here. It's a Charles Neston film done by Sam Peckinpah. And we got the Gamera Steelbook. I'm not a huge Steelbook fan, but I do have some friends that are really into Steelbooks, and they would totally buy this in a second. Tales from the Urban Jungle gives you Brute Force and The Naked City, which are two fantastic films that I cannot recommend enough. But definitely, if you don't have this, pick it up. Those are two great films. We got Graveyards of Honor here. Basically, it's Graveyards of Honor, and I think it's the remake of Graveyards of Honor as well. And here we have Demons, the 4K Ultra HD. which includes the Blu-ray as well. Now, a few years back, my better half got me the Demons Steelbook edition. Speaking of Steelbook, which actually was really cool because it had like demons on one side, picture demons on one side, and picture demons 2 like on the other, and just really neat drawing. And it had like 2 Blu-rays in there. So I haven't upgraded like demons. I haven't really felt the need to upgrade demons because I have like a really good Blu-ray of it. Would I eventually upgrade to UHD? With the new TV? Yeah, maybe actually, because truly one of my favorite films. La Casa, the La Casa films, because we just mentioned one of the La Casa. It's sold out, but if it comes back in, I'm going to give it a recommendation because this is one that is from my first year of college actually, and that is Phantom of the Mall: Eric's Revenge. I remember I picked up every single like horror magazine that came in at the time. This was when they had a proliferation of horror magazines coming out, and Eric's Revenge was on like the ad was on so many of them. Romy's Bleeding. I love Romy's Bleeding. Came to by Hammer. That's cool. But Phantom of the Mall is a lot of fun. If you can't get this set right now, I recommend checking out, at least going and checking out the Arrow Video has a streaming service. Check out Phantom of the Mall on there, and you'll eventually get it. It's really cool. Hey there, Antoine. Welcome. Again, Hills of Eyes. This is the original. My better half shocked me when she told me that her and some of her friends in university actually my better half went to see the remake of Hills of Eyes in the theater. Now, if you've heard me talk at all about my better half, you'll know that this is not her thing. I don't think she knew what it was, but she found out pretty quickly that this was not her thing. Didn't you watch that through like your fingers? What? Your hat. She watched the Hills of Eyes remake through her hat. Blue Monkey, man, I almost forgot that existed. But I actually like Blue Monkey. That's a Canadian film too, if I remember it correctly. Definitely give Body Bags a watch. It's a lot of fun. Look closely, William, at the first story in Body Bags because it does have like a lot of like director cameos, and the first story in Body Bags is ties into Halloween. Millstone Woman is a fantastic film. Now that's one my better half would like. It's an old school one. We got the 12 Monkeys on 4K here, and the 4K of one of my better half's favorite films, which is Dune. It is weird that it's like there was a limited edition, and I guess it's a standard edition as well. So, but it's weird to have something say Dune 4K Ultra HD Standard Edition because it kind of flies in the face of what a 4K UHD is. Oh, you should definitely go see that, man. Nosferatu on the big screen, and getting to see Phantom of the Opera on the big screen. That is amazing. You can buy the Children of the Corn 4K on its own if you want to. And here, I always recommend these American Horror projects. The second one especially was really, really good. Dargagas, Dream No Evil, and The Child. I really enjoyed them anyway, personally. But know that they are lower budgeted regional films. But there's some of the better lower budgeted regional films that I've seen come out. Well, I grew up at a time, Tyler, when I pretty much everything when I was things I should not have seen when I was younger. Lots of horror films and stuff like that. So it's understandable. Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is one that that's always stuck with me. Michael Rooker is amazing in this movie, like so amazing in this film, and the movie is so. It's brutal, but in a different way, in a way that that sticks with you. Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is not a movie that I'd sit down and watch with my better half or her sisters or anyone like that, because basically it's a grimy movie. It's a good movie, but it's kind of based on the serial killer Henry Lee Lucas, and it's about one of the darkest, kind of the darker movies that, but it does it well. It's a very, very good film. I don't want to scare anybody off from the film. We got a 4K Battle Royale, which is excellent. I got the very, very old original Blu-ray edition of Battle Royale, so I've never ever gotten the 4K. We got the An American Werewolf from London here on 4K. Fantastic horror film. DJ Anubis was in here before. Deadly Blessing. I love Deadly Blessing. That is an underrated Wes Craven film. Even Wes Craven underrated that film. It's hard to classify, because it is a thriller, it is psychological horror, it is kind of an art film. It's just really one of those films that kind of lacks classification. Sometimes that can damage a film. Look no further than John Carpenter's God, and what's the name of that film again? I'm thinking of Big Trouble in Little China, for films that defy classification. The Birth of Crystal Plumage is Argento's first film, and if there's anything to have in 4K, you really, really should have this one. It's a fantastic little film, and I definitely recommend it. Here we have the American Horror Project Volume 1 in a slimline case. We get, of course, Malatesta's Carnival of Blood, which I really like, but it is very much of an artsy film. And The Witch Who Came from the Sea, which pretty much has kind of nothing to do with The Witch, but it's a very good thriller. Psychological thriller, and The Premonition is probably the one that stuck out the most to me. Though I did like the visual of Malatesta, but I do like all three of these films. Now, Phenomenon on 4K is an utterly gorgeous thing to have. Phenomenon is probably one up there with Suspiria, is one of the most gorgeous looking Argento films that he put out there. I would say Suspiria is probably the top. Stendhal Syndrome is definitely up there as well, and Phenomenon probably the top three. Just as art, gorgeous to look at films. But a lot of his early stuff is gorgeous to look at. Watching Deep Red, Tenebrae, the next one right here, is my favorite Argento film. And there is some amazing stuff in here. There's some beautiful kills. And I know it's a weird thing to say. Definitely, I would agree. It was so hard for Argento to come out the gate swinging and make Birth Crystal Plumage and then have to make movies after that. Because he did such a great job with his first film that for a lesser director, AME, a lesser director, that would literally be the end of their career. That would be the kind of the one-hit wonder type of thing. But Argento was able to surpass it with Deep Red and Tenebrae. And I think that Birth Crystal Plumage and it got Suspiria too. But for Giallo wise, we got Birth Crystal Plumage, Deep Red, and Tenebrae as three seminal Giallos. And we even his later work Opera, Terror the Opera, is amazingly well done and well crafted. There's a little bit uneven near the end, but there's just some beautiful visuals, and the needles under the eyes just work so well. We got Donnie Darko here, which is a 4K. I'm not gonna lie, I was not a huge fan of Donnie Darko when it initially came out. Then I saw the sequel to Donnie Darko, and I like Donnie Darko a bit more than because I just like the sequel a lot less. But it was not my type. It was a sci-fi type thing. Maybe a hint. Maybe it's a hint thing.
No, it's depressing.
Yeah, it is kind of depressing. Cat and Nine Tails is here, under 4K. Oh, this I have to tell him. Cartoon Network Studios is no more. Warner Brothers president is firing some Cartoon Network studio employees and merging Cartoon Network with Warner Brothers Animation. Yet another crappy decision made by David Zaslav, one of my least favorite people in the entire world right now. I did not know that. I heard rumors that it might happen, but has it gone through yet? Because if Zaslav is the reason for Rick and Morty going away, me and him's gonna have words. Want Zaslav somewhere? We're gonna have words, man. Fisticuffs are happening. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is definitely an underloved and underappreciated film. I actually really like it. I thought Rob De Niro did a really good job in this. Kenneth Branagh was incredible as Victor Frankenstein. I think one of my favorite versions of Victor Frankenstein, though, is from a guy that is probably better known for his singing than his acting. Sting plays Victor Frankenstein in The Bride, and I'm not if with Jennifer Beal actually as the Bride of Frankenstein, and I really really enjoyed that film. I actually went back to the theater, I think like 2 to 3 times to see that one. We got Robocop on 4K here. Although I do have the Blu-ray limited edition Robocop that was sent to me. As much as I say, I don't think I need. Sometimes I don't need to get the 4K if I've already got like a really good edition of something, unless it's like it's something that I have to have. We got some great stuff here with the 4K of Crash. And I do have this one. I actually have the limited edition of this one that was sent to me. And it is a beautiful, gorgeous film. I love Crash. It is, for me, it's one of the better later Cronenberg films. You can, if you're not a 4K person, and I know some people here aren't. Clancy Brown's The Monster and the Bride. Yes, thank you. I forgot who was The Monster and the Bride. Hey, Jacob, welcome, man. Because I knew it was De Niro in Frankenstein, but I couldn't remember who was in The Bride. And he does such a good job. Yeah, that's a really good addition. Edge of Sanity is a very different version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We have Anthony Perkins doing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but not just doing it the way that it would normally be done. He's doing it with kind of like a cocaine-addled brain, and he puts his unique Anthony Perkins take on this one here. And I definitely recommend this one, but know going in that it is going to be a very unique, very different, almost kind of an artsy-ish take. Hey there, Dustin, welcome, man, on this one here. It is really bizarre. Crash is one of those ones. No Crash and keep along. That's a good idea. Like, if you ever get the chance, Kubrick, and you get it for a good deal, I know you have the Criterion, like, Decalogue, Kieslowski's Decalogue. But if you ever find like the Arrow one, like the old school, not old school, but the limited edition one that they put out, there was a lot of like TV films and documentary stuff that Kozlowski did that were included on that, only on that version of Decalogue that I would recommend. Well, these are some great specials. We got Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer here again. Follow this up with Girls. Is that Girls the Scaremaker? I didn't know Girls Night Out was called the Scaremaker. So for those that don't know, Girls Night Out is a slasher film that has, God, what's his name again? Because his son is in it. It's the only reason he did the movie. I'll bring it up here. We'll find out. Hal Holbrook. Yeah, so Hal Holbrook's son. This film, it's got a pretty good cast too. We got Britannia Alda, Julia Montgomery, Lauren Marie Taylor. She was in Friday 13th Part 2. I know her from soap operas because I know my soap opera stuff. And she was the very attractive brunette in Friday 13th Part 2 that is hitting on the guy in the wheelchair. And one's up here, by the way, the True Romance in 4K and Cinema Paradiso in 4K are two amazing films. So Scaremaker is, so Girls Night Out, it's a slasher film. Basically, it has a slasher killer that's going around in a bear mascot suit and has, thank you, Matt, and has these claws that, that slash people. Literally, it is literally a slasher film. You can have it under the Scaremaker title, which really doesn't make much sense. Scaremaker title is actually not very, the Girls Night Out one. Honestly, I'd go for Girls Night Out. I know it's an exclusive O card, but yeah, Girls Night Out is just it. That is what it is. Yeah, that commentary is worth it, man. It's a fun one. I mean, it's definitely a fun little slash film and it gets kind of underrated. And I think part of it may be that Hal Holbrook's son, he wasn't the lead of the film, but not always the best actor. Yeah, is that Hal Holbrook? We got the One Missed Call trilogy here, which I do have to recommend. I really love these films. The first one especially really sticks with me. And the scene where she's in the TV studio, yeah, that's one heck of a scene. We see there's a regular edition of Crash there in 4K and the 4K of Old Boy, which has one of the most twisted twists of any film I think I've ever seen. Have The King of New York here on 4K, an amazing underrated film by Abel Ferrer, and a great film here, Tremors, which is one that me and my better half both like, got a 4K release as well. One Cut of the Dead, by the way. I'm not sure what the Hollywood edition of this one is, but I do know that I really did like One Cut of the Dead. Tsukamoto's one of your favorite directors. He does amazing. I passed him by too, didn't I? I'm sorry about that. But I knew you'd recommend him. But yeah, definitely recommend One Cut of the Dead, but go into it blind. There's a lot of good stuff here. Tetsu, the Iron Man, Body Hammer. Like, there's a really good set that came out. But if I'm not sure if the set's still available. Definitely, Tetsuo is a really good film to check out. Body Bags, yeah, the Body Bags has a lot of people in it. Oh, there's a ton of these fantastic Japanese films. If you look throughout. And they're usually at fairly inexpensively priced. And if you're certain ones you're not sure on, and you don't want to spend the money on the Blu-ray, you can always pick up usually the DVD for way cheaper. And if it's something that you really like, you may want to invest in getting it again. Or you may just want to get the Blu-ray. Yeah, One Cut Dead is so good. I'm not a huge fan of Josh Brolin's remake of Old Boy, actually. Not that it's not. I've got nothing against remakes per se. I just think that I'm not gonna say. I want to say unnecessary, but it does its thing. If a remake can put eyes on an older version of a film that some people may not have seen otherwise, or at least give them like that story, then I've got no issues with the remake. So. Although it's not my jam, it may, this may be the Old Boy for next generation that have not seen the original. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of vinyl here, guys. A lot of really good vinyl here. Death Walks on High Heels, The Ground with the Tongue of Fire. There's like a ton of really great vinyl stuff. Death Screams is here. Beyond the Door 2. Which of course is it's just, it is so cool that they got the alternate O card version of it here. And or is this just the O card, or is it the film? No, that's just the card. So you can just buy. So if you've got Beyond the Door 2, you can buy the limited edition slipcover of it. Because I know some of you guys are big slipcover fans. I know Bullet Blake. He's not here tonight, but I'm sure, this is definitely his type. The Bloodthirsty Trilogy is another one that I would definitely 100% recommend. And there's 36 pages. We've got through to 8 of them tonight. But, but I do like remakes. But we'll leave some of the others for another time. Because right here in Morocco right now, it is shortly after 2 in the morning, and we do have the television coming tomorrow. So fingers crossed on that. And hopefully I'll be doing another video tomorrow. I'll be doing one for the Tech Talk review, where we're going to reveal and unveil the TV that we have chosen. I will do a follow-up video of this where we'll look at more releases that are from the Arrow Shocktober sale. And until then, guys, I don't actually have any of those. Put my glasses back on so I can't see as well, things close up. But I want to thank you for coming. Have a terrific day, and I'll see you next time. So enjoy your Shocktober sale, and have a wonderful evening. Sometimes finishing's hard. Talk to you later.